right, it's 6 o'clock. It's Tuesday, May 27th, 2025, and we're in the Merrill City Council chambers. I'll call this meeting, the Personnel and Finance Committee, to order. Second item on the agenda is approval of the check summary report.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made and approved, to approve is seconded as well for the check summary report. Are there any discussions? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the check summary report signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. They are approved. Third item, consider approving minutes from the previous meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I will second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from the April 29th meeting. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. They are approved. General agenda items. Under number 1, be request permission to seek alternative funding / donations to replace the old scoreboard at Athletic Park and through the Park and Recreation Commission.
I think you all received a email explaining it from Dan. He just wanted your permission to seek funds from other sources.
I appreciate Dan giving us the email and the heads up, and I don't see any issue with it, so I would make a motion to approve.
Or will second that motion.
Motion made and seconded to approve the efforts by a private group to restore or replace the scoreboard at Athletic Park. All those in favor signify so by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Number 2 under general items for consideration, discuss compensation information. This is a holdover for last meeting, and we had talked about in that regarding the city has been for years putting the actual information online regarding the compensation for everybody employed with the city of Merrill. It includes elected officials and even part-time employees. And I know there was some discussion at the time regarding this, and I was reminded afterwards that you can Google any state employee of the state of Wisconsin and it's all online. It's all public information. So I guess, although it was kind of mentioned this wasn't being provided, actually it is being provided for all state employees. So I guess I'll see what the committee has to say regarding this and what you have to add regarding this as well. So.
And I got an email from Kathy just giving us a little bit of history. Let's see what she said. That it was started more than 20 years ago. It started with people requesting the police and fire wages. And then it was expanded in 2006 when the city administrator position was added. That's when they started adding the non-union employees to the report. So it's been around a while. It's been on the website since about 2013, she thought.
Okay.
I mean, I did a general broad search of municipal websites, and I found one other one. I found Rockford, Illinois, I believe it was, that had a compensation report similar to this one, meaning giving employees names and exact take-home pay. And like most other places have, as I mentioned in the report, they have the salary schedule, so you have the position, the grade, so you can see what the range of the salary is, sort of position by position, not person by person.
What it doesn't paint is a picture of where the funds are coming from and how it's broken out. I mean, when you look at my position, well, a bunch of positions that are spread out between water utility and TIDS, and yeah, I get it either way. It's just one of these things where I think it causes some concern when fingers are pointed, and that's my opinion.
I spoke to a former council member who was on P&F when this was implemented, and it was her opinion that it was started because the administrator was greatly compensated for his time, and I think that they wanted to show this range for the other people, what they were actually getting in comparison. So I said it's something we've been doing for years, and I'm comfortable with it. It's something that's online for any state employee, and I believe, I don't know, school employees get lumped in there too. At one time they did Gannett Gannett had a website that it went to that provided all the information too, so.
The other two pieces that are on our website, lay out what the compensation ranges are and everything else, where it shows the step and level that they're at as far as the positions go. So, it's...
And I think, I'm not trying to overstep here, but from my perspective, it's much more interesting what the position costs the city than what someone's taking home pay. You know what I mean? And I guess that's where my confusion came from. Like, if we're looking at the cost to the city to have an administrator or to have a fire department fully staffed, that's a different conversation than what individual people are taking home.
Well, and I agree that to have the pay grades and the ranges is fine. I don't think it needs to be by employee at all. But even just to put those pay ranges, it should be noted that that doesn't include any of the vacation benefits or any of those additional benefits and so, like you said, what it costs the city is different than what they're taking home in that regard as well. So, I guess in my mind it would, like you said, to be able to know this is how much a fully staffed fire department costs, or to be able to say that, even at the highest level, 78% of our budget goes to personnel costs. I think that's, regardless of which fund they're coming from, they're still, and I think that's valuable information for the taxpayers to know.
Well, and to Rod's point, his position, it's not 100% out of the tax base. It's water utility, it's TID money, it's all of that. So it's kind of a, that's good to know for the people as well, because let's face it, I don't even know how many council members actually realize that, to be perfectly blunt honest, until they sit down and look at the numbers when we get to budget session.
I think so much of the previous budgets were just, we didn't know, because what you don't know, you don't know. I think
Right.
that's,
But I would think taking the employee names off of it is definitely something that we should do, because like you said, if they really want to look at it, they should go to the state and ask for that. We shouldn't be just...
the state doesn't have our information. What I'm saying is, if you're a state employee, whether you work in an alley in Allentown or up in Superior as a state trooper, you can Google or you can look on the state website, I don't know who runs it. It will tell you exactly what they're making for compensation.
Right.
Any state employee is going to be on there.
No, I understand what you're saying with that, because I've actually looked at that before, because aldermen are a part of that. And when I was becoming an alderman, I kind of wanted to know what the range was of what we would get, which, okay, that's fine. It's pennies on the dollar for, our time. But,
Well, it's something also I think benefits us as elected officials to realize we get paid a sum of money, but not anywhere near for what some of us put in for work, what the mayor puts in for work, and how
Right.
much he's getting compensated. And I don't think people realize, too, that for all the grease some of us get, you don't get paid a heck of a lot.
yeah, no, and that's an argument for another day, obviously.
Well, it's
are we
funny.
underpaid or,
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I'm just looking at it going, I don't need them to know that, X employee, that's part-time down at the library makes, X amount of money. Nobody needs to know that as far as I'm concerned, unless someone really wants to look it up because they're a stalker. That's the best I can say.
And if they really have this dire interest to know, they can do a request of information instead of us putting it all out there. I mean, they're able to request that information.
Correct.
I mean, you make it sound like someone seeking that information is doing it for nefarious reasons. I mean, it's a public record.
No, I understand it's a public record, but I don't
And that's why they can request it.
Yeah, that's why they can request it. I guess I don't see the need to put it out there, especially without the information of saying, like Emily was saying, it's not 100% coming from this. Someone could use it for nefarious purposes. I'm not saying everyone would, but
It's been out there for at least 10, 12 years and haven't had an issue, so.
I get it.
And then, like for the wage of the mayor, put it out there. Because to me,
No, that,
I mean, I got accused of making $100,000 this last go around of the tax bill on Facebook, and I'm like, no, look it up. I make $25,000 a year, and that's it. I don't get paid extra for meetings. That's it. I mean, to me, I don't care, for my position, but I understand.
right. I don't care if they know how much I make. I really don't. I think that, Rod's position should be put out there, how much he's making, Emily, like, our higher ups definitely, but also break it down, that is basically what I'm saying. But our part-time employees, why does anyone need to know?
But they are out there as far as the, the pay schedule. I mean,
Right, the pay schedule's fine.
and the budget's out there. I know it takes a little bit more to see some of this stuff on how that's broken out, but if you really want to know, you almost have to look at a budget and understand it.
Mhm. But people just don't understand it.
Yep, and it doesn't matter to me either way. They want to
Yeah.
ask why you make what you make, come on in.
I guess I would be more in favor of taking employee names off, just for
Elected officials and department heads only?
basically. That's what I'd be in favor in.
I would say just to have the pay scale or just the grades or whatever. I don't think it needs to be specific, like you said. But yeah, the elected officials and the department heads, and it can just be department heads, whatever. But I don't think we need to specify every other full-time employee by saying, well, if you're this or that, I
Yeah.
mean, the pay grades are out there, that's sufficient.
People want to know they can do their research and they can come in and make a request.
Does that provide you with guidance?
Yeah,
Would you like a motion for that?
yeah.
Okay. I will make a motion that we only provide the take-home of, I'm trying to figure out how to exactly word this for you, Lori.
Compensation information
The compensation information for department heads and elected officials.
to the city's website.
Mhm.
With that being said, do you want the Mark director or the Park and Rec director, or do you want Dan Wendorf put on there?
I think there should be a name.
You think it should be named? I think I would agree with that because our elected officials,
Well, elected officials could be the same way, mayor, alderperson, city clerk. I mean, it doesn't have to be a name on there.
right.
I would be in favor of just doing, like you said, Rod, the position itself.
Okay. I will go that route then too. It's not a huge deal to me on that regard because if someone really wants to know, I'll tell them exactly what I make per meeting. I don't care. But
All right, motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Nobody seconded.
I'll second it.
All right, motion made, now it's been seconded. Any further discussion?
do we also, I guess to expand on it a little bit, and this is just for discussion at this point in time, do we want to try eventually to break down like you said, Rod, your position,
I think that's a
Way too confusing.
discussion to sit down and somebody wants to know.
Yeah, I think that would
Okay.
lead to more
No.
confusion than it would
Yep.
to.
No, I get it's a confusing process anyway. So
You look at the fire department, they have three different forms of compensation. They have the rural fire contracts, the ambulance contract, and the city wages.
Mhm.
Who
No.
knows? And one guy walking in the door may be getting paid for an ambulance call back from the county. Well, this one, it's,
yeah, no, I fully get it as someone who's worked for the school district for years that was getting compensated from the city. I totally get it. It's you never know what you're walking in the door for sometimes, but it's where the question therein lied. So I wanted to ask it. So thank you.
okay. All those in favor signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. Let me go back up to the top and say, Monthly reports, Mayor Haas.
Be happy to answer any questions.
Look busy this week, or this month.
It's been a busy, yeah.
I don't know if we can discuss an open session, but you have on here conference call with the lawyers over the Walmart case. Is that going one way or the other? Or?
It's kind of all limbo yet.
I think it looks like it's proceeding to trial.
Okay.
The other thing you put on here was volunteered at Food Truckapalooza. Would you like to update us on how that all went?
Yeah, Food Truckapalooza, I was down there from 8 till 6. I know Hallie was down there till a lot longer than I was. Other city employees, volunteers, Nathan volunteered, his wife volunteered. Yeah, I think it went well. The weather could have helped us out a little bit more,
A little
but
bit.
yeah, it was cold, but people said that they liked the layout. I got a lot of comments about how full the parking lots, both areas were packed with people driving by. We have drone footage actually. Darren was down there and flew the drone over. I've had positive comments on it. Hallie is compiling all the people that responded to her survey. A couple comments were interesting, that the mayor should be more visible down there, but I guess I don't know how much more visible I
Or
can be
camouflage.
from spending that many hours down there.
Get
but-
you a little beanie hat with a propeller.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And big old sign over your head that says I'm the mayor.
Lori and I need to make those shirts. I'm not Bill. And but, yeah, like I said, it's been a busy month.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions for City Administrator Akey in his monthly report?
Be happy to answer any questions.
Hearing none, we'll move on to Finance Director Lay.
Any questions on the report?
Hearing none. City Attorney Hayden.
Happy to answer any questions.
Anything for the City Clerk, Ms. Anderson Malm?
I don't even remember what I wrote on there.
It was all good stuff.
Okay.
All right, and then we have the municipal court as well. I will entertain a motion to place the monthly reports on file.
So moved.
I will second it.
Motion made. Any further discussion? Seconded. All those in favor of placing the monthly reports on file signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And public comment is the last item on the agenda. Before we go into our closed session, I should say, second to last item. Anybody for public comment in person or on phone? And third and final call for public comment. Date and time of next meeting is Tuesday, June 24th at 6 p.m. Under number 8, the committee may convene in a closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statutes 19.85, Parent 1, Parent E, and Parent G for deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session to discuss strategies and assign a bargaining team. This is to assign a bargaining team for upcoming police and fire union negotiations. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. Clerk, can you call the roll?
Mr. Michael Kaler,
Aye.
Mr. Meyer,
Aye.
Ms. Vermanek.
Aye.
All three are okay with it.
Okay.